Does that mean every new ECU out of BMW that's getting tuned is going through one dude in Russia?
Every single ECU from any 2020 or newer BMW in the world goes through one company in Russia or Ukraine, they're not in Ukraine, wherever they are right now. Every ECU gets mailed to them. It used to be $1,500. Now it's, let's say, $700 to $1,000 or 7 to 1,000 euros my cost to do it. Let's say, and we charge 13. It doesn't matter number. $13 to $1,500 for unlock, include shipping both ways, whatever. But like every ECU on any new tuned car is locked down by them.
That's crazy.
Wild.
Hello YouTube, this is my boy Jordan from RK Tunes, who tunes everybody's BMWs and makes them go pop and sound terrible. You should quit doing that. What I wanted to talk to him today, I have a topic for everybody, and I don't really have a topic for him today, but I just wanted to talk to him, and I thought modern BMWs are getting crazy, and you can explain funny things to the audience that a lot of us don't know about. Like, I didn't realize that it was so crazy hard to crack modern ECUs that you have to ship them places.
To Russia.
I don't know if you want to talk about this?
I mean, we can.
Okay.
Pretty much every new ECU manufacturer is like getting really strict with like not letting people tune it. I think a lot of it's like for like warranty reasons and stuff like that. If you could tune your car, then put back to stock, and then BMW's front to the bill, or GM or whoever else, like Corvette too. It's all like the newer ECUs. So they're like, no one could crack it, but some crazy Russian people did it, broke it, now you got to mail ECU halfway around the world to tune it. Been like that for over a year, and no one else figured it out.
So on a brand new like 2022, 23, you can still tune them.
Now, for the first year you couldn't.
Take a customer ECU, take it out of the car, mail it. The customer's without an ECU for...
now it's about 1 week, but in the beginning I'd say 2-3 weeks. I had one get stuck in Russia when the war started. I sent the ECU out, and literally, like, this shit started 2 days later, and I'd call a customer, brand new M850. Like a year-old car. Like, that's his car, you know? And I was like, hey, I'm just letting you know, if I have to buy you new ECUs, I obviously will. But
ECUs? There's more than one you have to get to?
It would have cost me like $6 grand probably. And like the tune you're making, like, let's say you make $700 on a tune, it gets really not worth it really fast. So then luckily I was very patient. It took like a month. They're like, we're gonna drive it over the border. And they took them like a month later I got them back. But that new cars, it makes sense though. Like the BMW and the OEMs don't want you to ruin the car, then void the warranty. And then the cars will get smarter and smarter. Like this car looks really new, right? Like my F80 M3 drift car. It is smart. It will be not happy if you do dumb things, right? But at the same time, the G80 M3 is probably like another level. Like I don't know what happens to that car if you don't have ABS. Like, or you have an ABS problem, or it's the steering wheel's at lock and you're floored, or you clutch kick it. This one, it's a new car, but like it doesn't really care.
It's not a new car, it's 10 years old, but
it's 10 years old now.
Crazy.
Or 8 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, it's not a new car anymore, but the chassis was new till 2 years ago. But a new car, I wonder how happy or unhappy that'll be. Like, will someone make a G80 drift car?
You're telling me, I think somebody already did, but you're telling me...
they don't count. No.
You're telling me that you tune these brand new cars and you don't even know if they'll function if you unplug an ABS sensor or something else?
Well, that's not normal things. I tune it to make more power and the car works good as a normal car or like a drag car or something. But I'm saying there's just so many unknowns on new stuff for protection. Like I had a new M3, a 2021 or 2, and it was stick shift. And if you tried clutch kicking the car, it would pull throttle out. And what would happen was instead of you firing off the tires with like a little, like you're like floored clutch kick, right? Or a clutch dump, you'd feel go, ooh, and roll power back in. So I'm like, I'm gonna smoke the clutch, because like not enough power to kill the tires, but just enough to slip the clutch instead, and it has like protections. So like, I would like to, not right now, don't get excited, but I would like to do like a newer drift car at some point in my life. So like, I don't know like how happy.
Keep going.
I don't know how happy or unhappy it would be. Talking about new cars, you know, like this was a new car. Like no one did this before. I did the F80, I guess, in America at least. Other people did drive them, drifting.
Yeah.
But like, luckily it all works and we figured out the kinks. On the new cars with like just the ECU and everything, like you can't do as much on the new car. It's so much more locked down.
Is it locked down because they don't allow you to somehow, or it's just too complicated with too many tables and pages of stuff?
No, that's all you can figure out the hard part in terms of figuring out. The problem is locked down was like you couldn't even tune it for a while. It's like now you can get like a replacement older ECU and convert it into the car, but that's still same amount of money, same time frame. You still got your ECU out once, but like just like everything about the car. Like what people do, like there is a drift G80 M3, but it is a race car. Like it is probably like Motec.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It is not like a normal car with all the normal functions. I wonder how good or bad that would work. There's got to be someone sooner or later.
What are the limitations of your generation of F80? Because it seems to do everything.
No limit.
So you can pull ABS stuff, you can trick the car, you can clutch kick it, you can drift it. It doesn't pull anything.
I don't trick anything ABS related. I turn my traction control off and that's it.
Oh, really?
That's all I do.
Oh, wow. And it allows you to do standing burnouts and stuff.
Yep.
Oh, because like, 350Zs 10 years or 20 years ago. Oh my God, 350Zs are 20 years old.
Yeah.
This is so insane. They would do throttle cut and give you like 30% throttle because then it's an electric throttle body and can allow, like, there's no physical connection. Yeah, so it can cut stuff back.
This will do the same thing supposedly if you left foot brake. And while I've learned different things driving, I don't left foot brake like ever. I jab the left foot brake sometimes for like weight reasons. So I never like am floored and put left foot brake. So I don't know how good or bad that'll be. But if it didn't work, it isn't weird, I can figure it out for sure.
So we're getting into a point, our buddy Wout always talks, he talks about a lot of stuff.
Carburetors, America.
But he put this idea into my brain that I think we all thought about, but I didn't vocalize. And it was about, you should have a race car or a street car, but never an in-between car. You're driving an in-between car, and in the future, that's gonna get more and more difficult. Or maybe it's not. Like, we were chatting on the phone. I chat with him sometimes and ask him if things will work. And I'm like, what if we just drift automatic ZF 8-speed cars? And like, what if we don't clutch kick, but it might work?
The guy said it'll work.
Right, so I actually want to go buy like a 340i, but they're still a little bit expensive because it's one of those things that you need enough power to do it. And I drove some of like the N55 cars and like they don't really make enough power.
Yeah.
So like you kind of need to get into the more modern ones. The 4-cylinders probably won't make enough power, but what if you just handbrake and then stomp on the throttle? That won't be that exciting. Like, I clutch kick a lot, but maybe like, I don't know.
You can drive around it. I don't necessarily clutch kick a lot, but I do a lot of, I would say, clutch work. So I'll use like the clutch in to, obviously slow down the car, but I'm at the edge of the track.
Yeah.
I'll like use the clutch to make the wheels grip up a little. Instead of maybe I could do something different, like left foot brake to stay on the track, or I don't know. But
I mean, you don't always stay on the track.
Yeah. Have I been better this event? The Drift Week so far?
I've been so
good.
I've been so like sidetracked with Naoki and stuff that I haven't been watching the drivers as much. I've been a stress wreck. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah. I mean, I brought like 6 cars on this trip. If you think about it. The S13, my S14, the Naoki 350Z, the rental car 350Z, the 2 German cars, and
you transport the German people's cars for them and stuff.
Kind of. They were with us, they got them transported, but I'm kind of responsible for them now, and Edwin's car. So wait, 7 cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, so think about having 7 cars here.
Yeah, you have too much going on.
Yeah, I have so much going on.
I've been driving, I don't want to say less chill, because I still ripped my rear bumper off one day, but I've been trying not to absolutely destroy the car, but I've also done like the best tandems and stuff, compared to, in my opinion, compared to previous. I'm trying to just drive better, instead of just like, always pushing the limit. But I thought of this yesterday, I don't know. This is an in-between car, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not. It's a different, I thought I was gonna say, it's a different category of car. It's a drift week car. But how do you feel about that? Like, it is an in-between car, but at the same time, it's not.
It's more of a street car, I guess.
I would say more of a street car.
All it is a tune and some very mild stuff, and you pick the right car.
But I would say it's like more of, if you had to choose category of a street car or a drift car, everyone wants a street car that it can also drift. I feel like this is a great drift week car in its own category.
No, it is. And I mean, like, it's still stock ECU, it's still stock wiring, stock engine, stock transmission, stock everything like that, stock interior. You haven't modified the wiring at all. So like everything can be bought at a dealership and replaced and everything, and it's pretty simple. One, like your
yellow car is in
between. Yeah, your M240 is an in-between car. So this is actually the white car, your F80 is actually probably the perfect like drift week car from the sense that everything can be replaced. And even actually your doors and stuff are just normal 3 Series doors.
I bought them before.
So it's actually not that crazy of a car.
The yellow car is the in-between, and that's a problem. And I do agree with the in-between not working, because that's one of those cars everyone sees, it looks like a race car. It's like there's a cage and all this shit, but it's like up until now, I had stock transmission, stock axle, stock drive shaft, stock diff, stock motor, So it's like that's so in between because it looks like a race car and you do race car events, but it makes 500 wheel. If you're on a big normal tracks, it's fine. But if you're on probably like a massive track where you're trying to do competitions, there will be people out there with 800 wheel gripped up that will potentially fuck you up if you are not that good.
Well, I don't think of it as that because that makes plenty of power to compete. I just think of it as like a maintaining problem. Like that car for a normal person would be very hard to maintain potentially. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean like you can brake way more too. I can't clutch kick as hard. I can't do it because I don't want to break it. Stock axle, stock drive shaft. So it is a weird in between, and I sort of kind of, I don't want to say I regret it because I love to be able to drive events that require cages, and before I couldn't. But if it's a non-cage event, I really think I think the F80 is like better. It's not better. It's not faster. It's not more
rather be in it.
Yeah, I'd rather just be in that and just like swing around that big car and have fun. Like even here, I haven't had trouble keeping up with. I make a lot of power though. It makes 500 wheel, but it weighs 3,600 pounds. I have not had trouble keeping up with anyone other than my driving being a problem. Like late transitions or not timing things right. But other than that, if you just drive better, I mean, you have people out here with low power compared to high power driving better. I'm not there. I'm still high powered driving. But yeah, I mean, new car stuff, it's gonna get harder and harder, I think. The in-between cars are a weird thing, and I don't disagree. Do you disagree, or do you think he's right in that?
No, I think he's pretty profound on that. That was a really good point. Sometimes he's kind of off on the mark, I think, but sometimes he's really on the mark. And if the audience doesn't understand what I'm talking about, you have a street car, which is like stock ECU, stock wiring, every sensor's in the stock location. You can go to like a manual, look up the manual, and fix the car by the manual. Everything is a part that you can buy from the factory for that car. It's just a stock car basically, but with like some suspension modification so it does what you want. But the drivetrain is all OEM, or like, you know, maybe a boost controller, something very small, but like even long tubes in some of these cars are a step too far because it melts everything. So it has to be very simplistic. That's why 350Zs work so well, is because they don't make power when you do a lot of stuff, you know, a lot of the time, so you just leave them alone. And that's the secret to that and why they work. The full race car means you have a different engine, different transmission, different wiring, different ECU than like would come in the car. And ideally it's like a tube frame, like, you know, NASCAR type thing. It's a real race car. And then when you get into trouble is when you build a halfway car, which is like, I kind of call that like I don't want to be mean to Brandon because I love Brandon, but like a lot of Brandon's cars are a different drivetrain with a different ECU cobbled into like a chassis, which is all of our cars, by the way. I just used this as an example because he can often have a lot of like problems sorting things out, and luckily he's a great mechanic and he can do all that stuff. But the car becomes kind of complicated because he has a turbo system, he has an ECU setup, all these different things. It's a little bit easier when you have like a V8 like mine because you don't have a tune to mess with, you don't have boost to mess with. So I have kind of an in-between car, but it's an easier in-between car.
I would consider your car more of a race car. It's just not turned up.
I guess so, yeah.
Because like you have a transmission that you can easily buy, you have a motor you can easily buy, but you don't have like, you can have a baller transmission and a way rowdy your motor, and then it breaks.
You're right. Mine is, I was thinking most of Brandon's cars have like a stereo in them and like a subwoofer in the back, and they have carpet and stuff, and like, you know, they have a lot of parts in there that it makes the car more difficult to work on. I guess mine is more race car. Anyways, I was just explaining to the audience. So how long do you think you can play this cat and mouse game with the OEMs? And like, I hear that the whole CAN bus network and all that stuff is encrypted from device to device to device on the new Mustangs. Have you heard that?
I've heard of that.
Is it going to be crackable, you think? Do you think BMW will do that?
I have no idea. I'm more like, if you can get the tune file, there's ways to get like a definition of what's what in the ECU, and then I'm gonna figure out how to make it work on the BMWs. But I'm not the guy that like adds features in via CAN or does anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm more like the tuner, not the software engineer, figuring out how to flash the car.
But wouldn't the OEM manufacturers now have a data connection to the car and be constantly checking to make sure all the files are correct?
So they can connect to your car. So like, let's say you have a mileage stopper on the car and you go to the dealer, right? You like take out the mileage stopper, you come in. They'll be like, your mileage was stopped. Like they know. Your car key holds the last stored code. So like if you pull your cats out, you drive around, and it has cat codes, even shadow codes. And you go back to the dealer, you put them back in. Go back to the dealer, they're like, at this many miles, your car was catless and threw this code 75 times.
Yeah.
Like they know, and it goes to their server. So when you do the remote tune, not the remote tune, the ECU unlock, you actually then turn off all the online functions, but it still talks to BMW.
Yeah.
So you disable all the online updates. But like, I mean, is there a way to actually disconnect it from BMW? You can probably remove some sort of GPS antenna or something like that, but 99 point whatever percent don't do that. I know one guy with the F80 that did that. He unplugged the GPS antennas, because people do, they put mileage stoppers on. I get in his car, I'm like, why are all these lights on? He's like, oh, I unplugged the antennas. I'm like, why? He's like, I have a mileage stopper. And
I didn't even know that people sold mileage stoppers.
Oh yeah, they do all the time. I don't want to get into like being illegal things, but yeah, so people do it all the time. And he was like, yeah, he's like, this way, if I drive the car, BMW can't see it. And I was like, bro, it's a lease. Just don't drive more than like 35,000 miles.
It's on a lease too?
Yeah, I think it was. Well, he bought it after. But he was getting it, like, that's what people do. It's like New York things.
People in Texas, I don't think, do this.
Yeah, I heard this from a lot of people. I told this to a bunch of different people, and they were just like mind blown. It's actually European based. All the companies that offered and sell the things are all like based out Europe and China and stuff.
Oh, really?
But like, it's for sure New York thing.
Texas people, I guess, just like delete emissions and just drive around with codes. They don't care. But you're like, I don't know of anybody that does mileage stops or anything. And I didn't even think of that as a thing. I mean, I guess I understand. Like, you pull a wheel speed sensor and that stuff stops, but that's just because of drifting thing and it's a repercussion of it, not because you're trying to do it on a lease.
Yeah, there's also shady people out there.
I don't even know anybody that leases cars though.
So the way it works in New York is it costs too much money to buy a house for most people, and they get a job and let's say make $1,000 a week. They're like, I can afford this $1,500 a month car and car payment, but they can't afford a $6,000 mortgage or $5,000 mortgage because the tax and everything else are so high. Like my friend in Virginia bought a house.
So they just get baller cars.
Yeah, they get baller cars. That's why everyone in New York has like brand new cars, and everyone's like, how does everyone in New York? Does everyone make money? It's not that they don't make money. It's that they're just like, I cannot buy a house, so I can get a car. Yeah.
Weird. We're Texans, so houses were cheap up until COVID, basically.
Yeah, I know. And the taxes.
So going forward, I always ask you this question: What's going on?
For my life or for the drifting? Let's say drifting.
No, I was gonna say for tuning.
Tuning wise, I think it will continue, and I think there will be people trying to break it. I do think that there could be a point one day, every time a car comes out, they're like, this is uncrackable. No one's ever gonna break through this ECU, right? And then like on the G80 M3, a year later, these guys broke in, and now anything with a Rolls Royce, a Mini Cooper, anything with the same family of ECU, they're like, we can tune it, we can unlock it. So like, there's always gonna be someone that's trying. Same way the OEM has smart people working there, there's always gonna be people that are smart that are on the other end trying to feed it. I don't know if everything's crackable. I mean, maybe as a software engineer, they might be like, anything's crackable if you try hard enough and spend enough on a computer and then do that.
But like, does that mean every new ECU out of BMW that's getting tuned is going through one dude in Russia?
Every single ECU from any 2020 or newer BMW in the world goes through one company in Russia or Ukraine, they're not in Ukraine, wherever they are right now. Every ECU gets mailed to them. It used to be $1,500. Now it's, let's say, $7,000 to $1,000 or 7 to 1,000 euros my cost to do it. Let's say, and we charge 13. It doesn't matter number. $13 to $1,500 for unlock, include shipping both ways, whatever. But like every ECU on any new tuned car is locked down by them.
That's crazy.
Wild.
Is it one guy? Do you think?
I mean, they probably have, maybe they have
one
workers.
Smart dude?
Maybe he doesn't. Like, maybe he's like, I'm not showing anyone how I'm doing this.
Yeah.
You know, but could it be one guy, could it be a team, I'm not sure. But all I know is they're killing it. But the future is I think it's get harder and harder. Will they always be able to break through it? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, like, tuning overall is going to shift towards electrics and everything else anyway over the next 10, 15 years. It's like what people want, not necessarily us, but like what the government wants, whatever.
Have you tuned an electric car yet?
No, but like ECU Tech offers tuning for a Nissan Leaf. You can change the power, the regenerative braking. So I wouldn't be surprised if that.
You're like, it still sucks, but I tuned it.
Yeah, right. But for me, I mean, you like gas engines. I like gas engines, but I also.
But BMW says they're not even going to make stuff in 5 years.
Yeah, but like I tune E36s that are 20 years old. So
yeah.
By the time I'm old enough to do whatever, if I don't have my shit figured out in like 20 years. 25 years, I'll still probably be tuning F80s and stuff. I don't think I'll be doing that 20 years, but like.
Did they make enough F80s to continue?
Are they going to last that long? They're not E36s.
You don't think they're going to last that long?
I don't know. E36s are like.
Yours has been pretty good with beating on it.
Yeah. I have over 11,000 miles, including the drift weeks, of just like, I just use it for drift weeks, just abuse. Tons of tires.
That's crazy.
Last time I went to like 40 something, this time I chilled.
Also, I think that people have an unrealistic like expectations, like E36s are the best. Okay, cool. But like an E36 at 500 wheel is not going to put up the abuse of an F80 at 500
Everything
wheel.
will
Probably
break. The transmission, the axles, the drive.
So I was
going to
say the F80 is a lot more durable and a
Yes.
lot crazier. It just happens to make 3 times the power from the factory.
Yep. Yeah, it's just a different car. I'm saying reliability. There's just so many things that go wrong, fail. There's 2 turbos. There's a lot more in the motor. Do I think every single one will live till 300? No. Do I think every M52 can? A lot of them. Like if you do any main, like an oil change, yours blew up. I saw that it blew up. But the thing is, like, did that guy ever like weld the oil pump nut? You know?
No, it was the head gasket.
Which one? This one? This kid?
No, mine.
Oh, yeah. That's different. That's turbo. There's a lot going on. A lot of things that could go wrong. Too much boost, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's any ones that break. But that's like anything else. But going ahead, I think it's get harder and harder. I don't know what the future holds for me tuning them. Like I do like tuning them, but I've been doing other things like making intakes, selling intakes to, I don't want to say supplement it, but things that are different to do more. And I'm not sure what the future holds for tuning, at least. For me driving, I'm just keep having fun.
Why are the diesel tuners, right as we finish up, why are the diesel tuners getting hit so much harder than the gas tuners, do you think? Was it Dieselgate or something, or like just the EPA was going after the diesel guys specifically?
I don't know, but it is a thing.
Because the diesel guys got annihilated.
They got it really bad, and I'm not sure if it's like that much worse for the environment. Like if you see any diesel floors with no exhaust, the black soot that comes out, no gasoline car will ever do it. I'm not just sure if like one diesel, I could be wrong, maybe one diesel is equivalent to like 200 gas cars catalysts. And maybe it's just like this, though. They think it's a worse effect on the environment. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, like tuning
Do you think
wise,
they're going to come for the gas guys?
I think they already are a little bit, but not necessarily the same. I think it depends on like what you're doing. There's people online right now, they're like, your car's catless, we'll tune your car, no problem, turn off all the codes. And me, I'm like, your car, people hit me up, my car gonna pass inspection? I'm like, you can do whatever you want. You wanna take your cats off? Take them off. It's up to you, but your shit's gonna fail inspection for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't like support it, if that makes sense, because like, it's not worth it. Me helping one person and getting a chicken leg or something and trying to make the chicken leg go away to potentially like get a $40,000 fine or, yo, I'm good.
Yeah.
Go to some other, most newer people are more willing to risk it.
Yeah.
Right? Like they don't tune a lot of cars. They have a little bit to lose. They think, oh, I'll lose my business and I'll just lose my whatever. For me, I have a lot more on the line. So I'm like, it's not worth it. That's why I like the intake thing. Make intakes, offer different things, do a giveaway. That's like over now, so it's too late by the time this goes up.
Pimp your giveaway.
It's too late.
Are you going to become
It
rich
ends
off this
today.
giveaway?
I will not become rich, but the last
made
one I
some good
lost a
money.
bunch of money.
This one's going to
This
make
one I
it.
did not lose any money. I'm positive, which is cool. And like maybe that'll be the future. Do more of those.
Was it enjoyable? Or is it too stressful? It feels like gambling. You get to the end and you're like, come on,
Yeah.
baby.
You're like, all right, another
Yourself.
sticker, another sticker. But I actually really liked it because I got to do a really cool car and do it however I wanted to, fix whatever I wanted to do, not worry about customers like, hey man, your car needs all these things. It take 4 days to do these little details. And they're like, I don't want to spend X amount of dollars. I'd rather just spend the money, create a really cool car the way that I want, and then I love it. I literally like really, and then the last car I gave away was like to give someone a brand new car and a bunch of money was a wild feeling. Like it was crazy. I gave someone a brand new car, like 5,000 miles on it and 20 grand. It wasn't as good as feeling because I took an L, like a fat L, but this will be a little bit less of an L, but the future for me is like, maybe I have other cars lined up for that. And I think that for me will be part of my future. I don't want to say less tuning, but I'm just looking at like different avenues.
You don't think the giveaway cars is getting too saturated? Or you just think there's a huge market for it?
It 1,000% is getting very saturated, but it 1,000% is getting still like very saturated, but it depends on how you do it, like how much reach you have, how you do it. It's not like you're gonna do it and make, like unless you're like one of the biggest companies, like 80, they're super cool. I don't know how much money they make, but like they've been around for so long, people trust them, they know it's real. I think there's so many people doing them, but there's a lot of shady people out there. If you do it right, you do it legally. I think there's potentially money to be made. Like I didn't lose money this one. Last one I lost money. So even if you don't lose money, you do a few of them. If you build up
Who would
enough
have
of
thought
them,
you lost money on a G80 M3
wild,
and you'd
super
make it on
dumb,
an
dude.
E36
Yeah,
M3?
but there's a lot less orders and stuff on the E36. Like way less orders, way less money coming in.
But you don't need to make all that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't matter number wise, but
Crazy.
Turbo M3, it still adds up. Making the car nice, doing cross promotions.
Yeah.
But yeah, that maybe do more of that, do more driving, have more fun versus worrying about like just the tuning end, because who knows what the future holds, you know?
Have you pulled in any customers off of doing like drifting?
It's very hard often, even when I do stuff like Adam LZ or whoever else, it's very hard to be like, this brought me this.
Yeah,
sometimes I'll have someone hit me up like, I saw you on Drift Week and I ordered this. I saw you on this person's channel and I ordered a tune. I think that it's one of those things that you just become more and more relevant, and then indirectly you grow, more people know you.
And you become more trustworthy.
Yeah, I think so. So does it help me? Yes. Does the cost of this outweigh what I gain from it financially? Probably not, to be honest with you. Directly right now, but as you're more relative for long term, it's also an enjoyable thing. Like you do this, you meet new people. Like I was at dinner the other day, like one of the guys like S chassis guy, huge following, like super cool. Like you meet all these people, and then I think over time it helps you grow.
I was gonna say, I remember talking about how like you're the new Dado, the dude in a new M3 or whatever that's balling out of control, doing all this stuff. The fact that you like rebuilt Duarte's at the track and you do all these things, you keep yours going, like it looks effortlessly. You beat the living snot out of it. You do all these things. You are kind of like the legendary F80 dude now that like, it's funny that people are copying you. Like Taylor Ray has one, Duarte, but like no one had the balls to do it before you. It was like a joke when you called me up and like, I'm gonna do this. I'm like, well, if you do that, let's fuck.
Like, if I buy it, I'll buy an F80 and come. You're like, if you buy an F80 and bring it to Drift Week, you can come. So that was like wild. But yeah, I guess it is sort of really weird because I'm helping keep everyone's going.
Yeah, all the F80s.
Which is pretty crazy.
Are they that hard to keep going?
No. Like his I timed wrong, so I had a code.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's literally my fault. I was talking to people while I was doing it. Don't do that. I'm like, I will fire myself so fast. So like I came here and timed his motor in Arizona before we started driving.
How hard is that? Is it easy or it just requires a special tool?
Yeah, but it just takes time to take it apart, fix it, put it back together. But yeah, the F80 thing, like that's the thing. Like you said, people maybe look and see me doing it and be like, damn, that's crazy, he has this new car. I don't know what they see, you know, like the internet sees only so much, but I think there's enough that they see.
I think you're around all the time and you're like the F80 guy or like helping Adam or helping all these different people. Yeah. Everybody knows, I think that's cool.
Yeah, I love it.
It's cool because before all that stuff happened behind the scenes, but no one was aware of anything because there wasn't the internet to show, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, look, he has an InStyle thing.
Oh, that's so cool.
These dudes are big InStyle fans. All right, well, thank you so much for chatting with me. I learned stuff through all this.
People are like blind.
Yeah, we're filming and he's taking pictures of us. It's funny. That was kind of funny. But no, I was gonna say, and people probably do that to you. Like you've got fans and everything. And I'm like incognito hiding right now.
Not
and
that
fans catch
much,
us.
But people be like, can I get your signature? I'm like, yo, you're just stupid, bro. Like, look at me, bro. Like,
no,
I'm like, no
hero.
problem. Yeah.
Remember these people, like their dream cars in F80 and you're destroying one and you have the fastest one. You're like cool as fuck to them. Yeah. You have to remember all that.
I'm not really kidding those stupid. I'm just like joking around like, yo, this is crazy more so.
Yeah.
Like,
you're like crawling around in the mud and dirt and like, what do you want from me? Like a homeless
I work
person?
on it.
Yeah.
Like I fix it when I crash it and break it and help people. I'm not just like, hey, chain my tires. Like I'm.
No, but that's what they love.
Yeah,
they love the idea of the person working on it. Like you even hear about other YouTubers' channels like, he doesn't even work on his cars. Yeah. You're like, I wish I didn't have to work on my car.
Yeah, like there's days where I have guys that do it, then there's days where I'm here and I would rather often come by myself, even if that means working on it, because like I meet more people. If I'm with people, it's harder.
I never thought about that. You're always a loner on these trips.
I had one video guy last time, great, my guy Pete, and then Previously, I had a mechanic for like half the trip. I think like my first one, he came for like half of it. Yeah. And then I've sort of realized that I really like being alone. I stayed at random people's Airbnbs different days.
Really?
Yeah. Like I had an Airbnb supposedly with like some people, and I hit them up for an address, stay there 1 or 2 days. And then I was like, okay, this is cool, whatever. And I just stayed with like random groups of people different days, pretty much.
I know that.
Because like, I don't know, it's just like good to talk to different people, meet different people. Like, I think for some people it's different than for me. Like, for some people you can tell like, the way they talk to me, like, damn, this is Jordan Marquez Tunes. But like, for me, it's just like, I think I'm like relatively normal to talk to and like a normal person who just does weird, crazy things.
Yeah. I was gonna say, we're around so many famous people, I don't ever really get starstruck.
Yeah. But there's definitely people that talk to me, like, even like BM Team Brian.
Yeah.
Like my friend. Yeah. I heard one of the first times like, damn, Jordan's mad normal. But I talked to him before and met him before, but he wasn't like with me, you know, for like days. I mean, normal is relative, but yeah.
Oh, man. How many more drift weeks do you have in you?
This one was, I'm going to call it, I think after today, I'm not going to do the rest of the legs.
Oh, you're gonna go home?
You're not gonna finish Utah? I'm gonna tune some cars in California, make some money, and go home. I know the Utah thing seems amazing. I love snow drifting; it's like the best thing ever. But how many more do I have in me? Hopefully, I change my life, how I structure my life and do things, and hopefully unlimited.
Really?
If it's as right now, not many more. If you ask me today or tomorrow, like, can I do another one in 3 months? I'm dumb. Like, we're all dumb. We're here doing this.
Yeah, we're not doing one in 3 months. I cannot.
Thank God.
I cannot financially do it either.
How many months till the next one?
At least 10.
I'm in, for sure, regardless. But like, I hope that I can set up my life. Like, doing these more and more has showed me what I can do to do things differently, do things more efficiently, make money and sustain my life, and also offer like cool content and cool stuff to the internet. So hopefully I can do things in a way that for the future I can do an unlimited amount. Like, I can just work really hard for this many weeks, do this, allocate 2 weeks to come drifting, and like do more.
You know what I just realized? You're not. Hello. We're filming.
No,
we're filming.
We're filming.
We're filming.
You're good.
No, what I was gonna say is, before we got distracted, which is funny, is he probably needs you to tune his car.
He'll be all right.
He's like, yo, I got check engine lights. I need you to code those out. No, you're skipping the one new track on this trip.
I know.
I picked a new track on purpose because I didn't want to do all repeat tracks, and you did the repeat tracks.
This repeat one, I mean,
but these are really
good.
fun tracks.
Yeah, this is like the least favorite of the fun ones, but it is like small and technical. It's just like short. I like Apple Valley, like Horsey Mile. Those two are like.
I like all of them and Honda Muscleman.
Muscle Man's great too.
I love that.
Cars gets hot, tires get hot. But yeah, I'm skipping the one new track, which I sort of kind of regret. But at the same time, it's like just to get to drive is worth it.
Yeah.
Like from the last drift week to this, it's been like 4 months.
Are you gonna go to the Shitbox Derby? It's only 3 hours away.
It's 3 hours there, and then the next day it's
3 hours back.
3 hours, 4 hours back.
What's
I'm not
that?
sure. I think the Shitbox Derby.
You probably have massaging seats.
No, I got Recaros, but they're nice Recaros.
Yeah.
Comfy ones. But no, I'm not sure about the Shitbox Derby. Everything's up in the air. I'm gonna drive today. But yeah, Drift Week's amazing. Best thing ever.
Good.
For my life.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's too much fun. It's kind of cheating though. You know what I mean?
I asked the people here.
Well, I mean, you go to normal events and you're like, I sit in line. What the hell is this?
I asked them how many laps people normally get here. I asked the lady working here.
Yeah, they say it's normally like 20 minutes per lap.
She told me they get like 15 laps maybe.
For a day.
Like a whole day. I can go do 15 laps in like 10 minutes, not 10 minutes, but
15
I can
minutes.
just go, So like, it's literally cheating to get better, and it's just about how hard you want to push it.
Yeah.
Like, you could either not get good during a drift week, or you can progress really quickly.
Do you regret taking those stock M3 seats out and putting Recaros in?
Absolutely not.
Oh, they're better? Okay.
The stock seats, I fall
back
around
on the seats,
so much, then part of my mental was like holding myself into the seat. I have like Recaro pole positions. They're like leather. OEM
nice.
GTS in Europe comes with that.
Oh, okay.
But carbon fiber back. I have non-carbon fiber back. So I have still like, they're a nice looking seat. I have mine set up in a great way.
What's funny though is like, you have better days when it's raining out, and like it was 30 degrees the other day, and you're probably just like happy as a clam inside the car. And then like my car, I'm out there on track in like my full rain gear and everything. Just like,
your rain gear.
I was still having an amazing time.
Is a plastic bag with a hole in that. He's like rain gear. But, it's a great
fun.
Yeah, my rainy day versus your rainy day is very different.
Yeah. But they're still amazing. Can you imagine a bunch of the drivers like, I don't want to drive, it's raining.
Yeah.
Like,
that's how I felt yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really drive. I literally was like, I'm out. But I was like, I'm not trying to be a big baby. I love the rain. I just see this and I'm like, it's flooded. This is closed. I was like,
at least you didn't rip your wheel off.
I saw that. I was like, I'm gonna go home, do emails for like customers and stuff, and because I haven't for all the other days, I'm gonna be productive, and I'm gonna come back today and drive as much as possible.
Well,
so I'm like,
okay, get out on track. Let's be done.
Sounds good.
Go track. Go drive. Thank you, Jordan.
No problem.
Boom.
And Drift Week 7 is brought to you by Just Racing. They have a very fancy machine shop and build very fancy racing engines. Thank you to BC Racing Custom Coilovers for always supporting everything Lone Star Drift and Drift Week does. What Monsters Do, who also has a new logo over on the right. Thank you so much. Go over to their website, buy some merch. Discount code EBISU. Thank you to Vape Tasia for supporting drifting for quite some time, including forest weighing and all kinds of other cool stuff. NK Wheels, Volino Tires, and Heatwave Visual. Thank you very much. Thank you, audience. Bye.